My mother-in-law thought she had planned the perfect crime. She quietly took my husband had a bank card from his wallet and spent the entire afternoon buying expensive clothes, bags, and jewelry. Then she called me furious when the card suddenly declined at the final store. She screamed that I had embarrassed her and demanded I fix it immediately. But she had no idea that she was shopping. I had already received every transaction alert, and by the time she rushed home ready to blame me, I was sitting at the kitchen table with the bank records, receipts, and one piece of evidence she never expected me to find. It started on a quiet Saturday morning. My husband was working in the garage while I was cleaning the kitchen. My mother-in-law came over unexpectedly and said she wanted to borrow his car for a few hours. Nothing about her behavior seemed unusual at first. A little later, my phone started receiving alerts. The first charge was for several $100s. Then another charge appeared, then another. At first, I thought someone had stolen my husband's card. I called him and asked him to check his wallet. He walked inside and looked confused because the card was gone. We immediately contacted the bank and started reviewing the transactions. That was when I noticed something strange. Every purchase had been made in stores close to the shopping center, where my mother-in-law had said she was going. I did not accuse her. Not yet. Instead, I quietly gathered everything. The bank alerts showed the times and amounts. Then my husband remembered that his card had been in his wallet on the kitchen counter shortly before she left. An hour later, my phone rang. It was my mother-in-law. She was furious. She said the card had declined and demanded to know why I had blocked it. For a moment, I said nothing. Then I calmly asked her one question. Why were you using my husband's bank card? The line went completely silent. Then she started making excuses. She claimed she thought he would not mind. She said she planned to pay him back. But the purchases were already adding up to thousands of dollars. I told her the bank had been contacted and every transaction had been documented. Suddenly, her anger changed into panic. She rushed back to our house, ready to control the situation. But when she walked through the door, she stopped cold. My husband was sitting beside me. The bank records were spread across the table, and next to them was the store receipt with her name on it. She looked at me and said I had set her up. I looked straight back at her and said, "No one set you up. You just never expected anyone to check the proof." She begged my husband not to report her. She promised to return everything. But the damage was bigger than money. She had stolen from her own son and then tried to blame me. When her plan failed, my husband took back control of his account and made it clear that she would no longer have access to our home or our finances. For the first time, she understood the woman she thought she could bully had finally stopped being afraid of her. My mother-in-law thought the card declining was her biggest problem. She was wrong. The real problem was that every purchase had created a trail, and every lie she told made the truth easier to prove. She came home ready to blame me. Instead, she found the evidence waiting for her. That day, she lost more than a shopping spree. She lost our trust. And I learned something important. When someone is determined to make you the villain, stay calm and keep the proof. The truth does not need to shout when the evidence is already speaking.